Financial independence, retire early. The idea that if we, to a degree, sacrifice a period of our life, then we can start living. A symbolic representation of the human condition, and specifically a concept that creates all our suffering, which is the if-then equation. If I get the car, then I'll be respected. If I get to 10K a month, then I'll get to do what I want. If I get a girlfriend, then I'll be happy, then I'll be complete. It is about the idea underlying it. If we don't understand it, then we will be running around in circles all our lives, away from our true nature, chasing shiny objects to just get to a point of where you'll feel good for a while until your ego starts contracting again and you need more of it. What is the FIRE movement? Financial independence, retire early. An idea often of extreme saving, personal finance and accounting, investing, building an asset portfolio that will work for you so that you can buy your time back and can do whatever the fuck you want. Having established that this skill stack is very essential and very important, let me tell you why I think it's very sad. And I will do so in a way that I'm not just talking about the FIRE movement, I'm talking about the overall career path in front of you. I'm talking about life itself. So even if you're not a part of the FIRE movement, this video will be extremely relevant and important for you. First off, the concept of retiring is sad. Without any exception, retiring should mean I am no longer able to continue work. If it is not that, it means that the work that you have been doing all this time wasn't enjoyable. At least not enjoyable enough for you to continue. And if we would translate that to your life, that allows us to zoom out a little bit. The work that I'm doing, probably the majority of my life, isn't enjoyable. And I believe that there is no argument in the world that could support a continuation, not for a year, not for 5 years, and definitely not for 15 years until you reach 40 and you can retire from it. Because you will walk yourself into a brick wall. Secondly, the obsessive logic, not just pertaining to the FIRE movement, but in general, the obsessive logic to calculate every part of your life. It is a fearful attempt of control to say, I'm going to spreadsheet the hell out of my life so that I can calculate when I can start living for real. The idea of FIRE movement, or to sacrifice time in general, is incredibly presumptuous. To say that you even have 10 years, that you even have a week, is ridiculous. It is ungrateful. God knows I hope so. To a degree you are in control of it, but you never are for 100%. To live your life in a certain way, assuming that you'll still be here in 10, 15 years, is very ungrateful. I believe that the moment you speak out that you will sacrifice a part of 5 to 10 to 15 years of your life in the pursuit of getting to a better place, to essentially sacrifice your time, is an indication that you are confused about all of this. And I think it is time to zoom out. Whether you are part of the FIRE movement or you are currently working a job that in your mind you made the contract to yourself or to your family that you'll work here for 2-3 more years to get some financial stability and so on and so forth, is evidence that you are confused about what this all is, man. About what's really important, what's real, in fact. We cannot live our lives assuming that we will still think the same. And so to make a commitment of sacrifice any part of your life is very sad, and I urge you to zoom out and think about that. So packaging that all together, when we think of what life should be, yes, money is important. Financial freedom is valuable. But when we start making sacrifices in terms of time or quality of life for extended periods of time, suppressing what we are supposed to be doing or what we actually want to do, we are completely tunnel visioned in believing that if we get there, then we'll be happy. But let's review this from hindsight. Let's say that I would go all into the FIRE movement, living frugally, calculating, spreadsheeting everything, measuring what kind of expenses should be allowed. And I achieved my goal, and I am now financially independent so I can retire. Amazing. I'll go to Bali, or I open a coffee shop in Spain. I will feel amazing. But I would give it 3 months until I realize the incredible mistake I've made. Namely, why the hell didn't I do that 10 years ago? From hindsight, you can conclude that you get used to everything, that there is no if-then equation, that even 100K a month and all the supercars, houses, everything you ever dreamed of, you'll get used to, and your baseline of happiness or motivation or energy towards life will balance out. There's no greater sense of happiness. The love that you already felt as you were living frugally is exactly the same that you'll experience then. But now there's just a realization that I've sacrificed 10 to 15 years for that life lesson. So why not take the life lesson right now and say, I think it's not very likely that I will retire and just chill on the fucking beach.
It's fixed.
No, you're gonna want to do something because we need purpose in our lives. So why not do that thing that you would be doing in 10 years and do it now? And start living now and start making money doing what you love right now. Yes, that brings about a lot of fear and resistance, and it forces us to go through uncharted territory, but maybe that is the cost of not wasting your life. There's no price we can put to our time. There is no guarantee that we'll wake up tomorrow, and it is all based on the flawed concept that if we get there, then we'll be happier. Zoom out and ask yourself, if I would be financially independent and I didn't have to work, right? Visualize that right now, what would I be doing? You can still do that with spreadsheets and safety mechanisms, and not do that in a way that you will end up under a bridge. Obviously, you can wire into that decision safety, but more importantly, let's not fool ourselves. There is no part within our nature that says, oh yeah, I'll be here in 10 years, I'll think exactly the same. Yeah, I believe that then I'll be happier. No part in us works that way. We just don't. So how about you start living now and do exactly that which you would be doing anyways. I hope you enjoyed this video. Everything I create starts with my writing, and that writing goes into my newsletter every Sunday. This is free, so sign up via the link in the description if that sounds interesting. And yeah, man, that's it. See you in the next one.